Happy 4/20/20 from Gib, Quadra Quadcast, episode 12. Thanks so much for joining in. Here we are again, April 20th, 2020. Wow. The government said that they were going to be paying people to stay home and smoke weed all month of 4/20. Nobody would have believed them. Yeah, but here we are. I was working today. It's 4/20. I said, hey, I should probably make some bongs. So I worked on some glass. Made some prep today. Gonna try and get a week's worth of work in here. Yeah, pretty stoked. Got these rocks with holes in them. I requested, see if anybody could do it. Shout out to Julie Glaspie. She got her done. So we're gonna do some stands with those. That should be pretty cool. And yeah, just listened to a Joe Rogan podcast. That was pretty interesting. If you guys haven't caught any of the recent Rogan podcasts, check them out. Pretty interesting. He's got a private doctor on site testing his sorry, I didn't have my mic lined up there. Hopefully you guys could hear me. My voice projects pretty good, so I imagine it was all right. Yeah, anyways, 4/20. Happy 4/20 to all the weed smokers out there. Pretty stoked to see cannabis being recognized more globally as not a Schedule 1 drug with no medicinal value, as it's been basically wrote for a number of years now. That's how they've wrote it in the laws. So really interesting times we're in with the whole shifting of perspectives on cannabis, which, you know, I've been saying it for years. It's nice that it's actually getting some more global recognition. Lots of studies actually even saying, there's this benefit to your immune system really by trying to keep yourself healthy, trying to keep everything healthy, and cannabis can be a part of that, whether or not it's hemp seeds, edibles, vaporizing, keeping your body and mind positive is basically the effects that you're going to get from cannabis. Yeah, ultimate 4/20 day. I've been blazing today. Baked. Had a good day though. Got some work done. Made it to the post office. Pack boxes, ship boxes, and yeah, thought I should do a little quadcast. Thanks to everybody that's joining. Hopefully your pipes are full and you're enjoying this day. It was not long ago when we were smoking on the steps of the art gallery protesting for legal cannabis. I was there. Actually, a friend of mine who I've done all the events with over the years, he messaged me. He said, fuck it, I'm going to the art gallery today and blazing like old times. He said it was him and two native guys from like West Van or something or whatever that were they were the only ones there. Pretty interesting. YouTube, Vancouver 4/20. At the art gallery. Oh man, that was good times. Is chicks walking around with weed leaves on their titties, handing out free joints, people fucking giving away plants and selling plants, bong rips, lots of vending, open weed sales. The whole thing was pretty epic. There was some seriously crazy times down there. Good time. I never did the Sunset Beach, to be honest. I was, busy doing other things, and I just chose to not really take a part of the Sunset Beach thing. It just got to be a little bit crazy. Glass sales kind of started to slow down. A bunch of people really needed the sales there too, and they were really trying to capitalize on it. So I said, hey, had my run. But yeah, 420. We got a little bit of rain. Stoked. It was so dry out there. Hopefully we get a little bit more rain here. My duck pond's super dry. As for the old COVID situation, man, it almost sucks to talk about. We can call it COVID, maybe. Talk about the old COVID, the COVID scenario. The COVID is, it's one of those things that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. This time, I feel like it's a new era, it's a new shift, it's a new way to kick things into high gear. Monumental changes are going to take place. There is going to be no normal. It's not going to be going back to anything. We're going to push forward. That's what we have to do. It's not go back to normal. It's let's push forward and grow and evolve and look back at all of our past decisions and all of the way that we had things set up and all of our systems that we had implemented that were fucking useless and costed money and CEOs getting paid. And I just saw a thing today. What was it? It was the TransLink CEOs, the senior executives taking the 10% pay cut. Yeah, I wonder what they're making. They're saying they're losing how many $1 million a day. People aren't taking the bus. It's just like, fuck, man. Maybe you guys got to figure out how you're running your business. I don't think you can run your business properly paying out fucking senior executives millions of dollars. Maybe how about you put it into the system when you pay the drivers a little bit more? It's so fucked. It's crazy. But I feel like we're super strong as humans. We're going to grow. We're going to evolve. We're going to get through this. I feel pretty fortunate to have my glass blowing tools, and I'm still able to work through this scenario at least part-time. I've been definitely shut down a lot more than I have been previously operating here. We haven't been having anybody in the shop. It's been super low key here. The thought that having a retail space or whatever was in the back of my mind for the last couple of years, and I'm so glad that I didn't delve into and really invest in like a heavy retail space, because I just see retail dying so hard. It's tough, but establishing an online connection early in the game, I feel like has given me a bit of an upper hand on being able to navigate through these uncertain times. I feel like people are still going to keep smoking pot. There's going to be another 420. I can make so many other things other than pipes too, right? But I keep getting all these orders for pipes. I make a few marbles and such. Stoked to have the work making marbles and like non-functionals. I was chatting with Garnet. Shout out to Garnet, the next door neighbor there. I was inspired by Kevin. He's doing his cool metalwork sculpture thing, Raven Song. He's doing like a sculpture. So I said to Garnet, hey, we should try and put something together. I said I'd maybe make some kind of glass thing, and we can maybe incorporate that into like a metal art thing that we can maybe put on the end of our driveway too, just for fun, right? I feel like even for May Day, we should try and push on Quadra if we're not allowed to fucking congregate by then or whatever, which I think is going to be crazy, but at least let's decorate the ends of our driveway so people can like drive around and go check out some cool stuff, you know? Yeah, I was watching. I wonder if I can bring up, if I bring up a video. Oops. Stream is continuing. Stream's continuing. Can you guys, wait, is anybody with me? Can you guys stick with me in the chat? Make sure I don't, I'm not lagging. No, I think it'll lag if I bring it up. I'm just going to close that shit. Anyway, you guys can do your own research. I don't need to play videos for you. I saw a pretty neat show podcast program called High Wire with Del Bigtree. Renda turned me on to him. Just put in the YouTube High Wire. It should come up. You'll see his video. Check out the new last couple videos. They're basically like short clips of the long 2-hour discussion that he had. But some really interesting research coming out of the United States in the holistic healing centers, I guess they are, where people are getting treated for COVID with literally like vitamin C. And a lot of these virologists and doctors or whatever are saying that like it's actually a weak as fuck virus, and you know, treatable with some of these really simple treatments, basically, you know, such as vitamin C. I was reading about that. I don't even have a hard time saying it. Hydrochloroxine or whatever it is. Hydrochlorine, something like that. A lot of like the people that are actually using it, they say that it works. So, and there's all these like anti-malaria drug, you know, yada yada. I'm not super in on the drug, but basically what I'm saying is there are doctors out there that are trying these things and they're working. So that's a good thing. This whole vaccine thing, super interesting. Hearing people that study vaccines saying, no, you're not going to like rush a vaccine out, you know, even like 18 months to try and get a fucking vaccine is fast, right? You're thinking you're 10 years, and to try and rush it out now, it's kind of like you're telling these virologists that have been trying to make vaccines for this shit for the last 10 years or so to try and rush out a vaccine now. They're like, well, fuck, you should have been paying us for years. We've been demanding money. Like, I don't know. Pretty interesting with that whole thing. It's kind of scary seeing and hearing the government saying it's not going to go back to normal until we've got a vaccine. It's like, what? Anyway, put in the comments, would you take the vaccine or not within the first year of it coming out? Smoking this Matty Cool pipe. Matty Cool, shout out with the Beeline hemp wick. Well, I'm not going to keep you guys too long. Want to wish you all a happy 420 though. Check out some of the previous videos and speeches from Dana Larson, David Malmo Levine. They've all spoke on the steps of the art gallery passionately, and they're all, you can find all of their talks online if you want to have a good listen to some cannabis perspective that they were preaching basically back in the day. And you know, it's really interesting to see that this is, again, you know, it's like, man, this is the system that we developed. It's like the people at hand, you have a hard time trusting these people at hand that are deeming cigarettes and alcohol essential and pushing all of this bullshit propaganda that's subsidized by companies trying to push agendas to basically better their own stock portfolio and company in the long run, you know. I feel like a lot of people weren't ready for this. It really goes to show how nobody was ready. A lot of these preppers weren't even ready, you know. The country wasn't ready. We don't have enough masks, you know. Crazy. I feel terrible for all of these people that are hoping to get their surgeries or their treatment or whatever, and it's been put on hold, right? Anyway, do your own research. Go listen to some people's perspectives. Um, it's sure interesting to see what the media portrays as the real story. You know, they were talking about conspiracies on the CBC, you know, so what do you really believe, and who do you really believe in this world is just is will be seen in years to come, really. Anyway, local updates. We talk about a couple local updates. The ferry's still running. Shout out to Farm to Table there. They've been putting out some good food. I've seen people there. Shout out to all the people at the grocery store. I haven't been to the Harriet Bay store. I hear it's a little bit hardcore there. Cove store, you guys are pretty cash. Shout out to Donna at the post office. Rhonda, you guys have been keeping it real, keeping all the mail system going. Yeah, shout out to everybody out there that's just, you know, doing their part, whether or not it's just a little bit, whether or not it's just you sanitizing your hands or whatever. I feel like it's like, you know, they were talking about it the other day, you know, or just on. Hey, what do you got? Oh, thanks, bud. Sidewalk chalk. Hey, cheers. Maybe we'll brighten up the neighborhood. Um. Anyways, that's pretty nice. Sidewalk chalk. I'll leave that out front of my shop if you guys want to write anything cool on the sidewalk or something. Maybe I'll go write some on the street. Yeah, the 420 episode. It's 42020. I used to make pipes. I remember doing the pipes that were like 420. I think the first one I did was 42010. 42010. 42011, 42012, 42013, 420. There's a guy who bought all of them, and he would like come to the 420 and buy it and like put it in his little sock, and he'd bring the other ones. And it was pretty wild. Super collector. I bet he still got them. Anything else I wanted to touch on? Gonna have a baby here soon. Super curious about the whole birth situation and how that's gonna roll. We're planning the home birth at mom's place. We got to get over there before, you know, you got to call the ambulance, because if you call the ambulance to go on the ferry, then they got to bring you straight to the hospital, and you got to go through all the hospital protocols and yada yada yada. So we're hoping that everything goes according to our like loose plan, you know. Well, it's a fairly good plan, at least I feel. Um, yeah, crazy. All these people giving birth to kids during this pandemic. You know, I heard it was like 350,000 kids born every day or something like that. So pretty wild. Pretty wild. Anyway, yeah, lots of people are doing a really good job out there. Keep it real. I feel like don't think about things going, you know, back to normal. Let's push forward. Let's go. How can we make things better? And that's my dad saying there. How do you make it better everywhere you go? So, shout out to Dad. We'll get him on here on the Quadcast. Anyways, happy 420. Smoke some weed. Roll your joints. Have a nice relaxing evening. Eat some edibles. thank you for legalizing cannabis, Trudeau. You killed it, bud. But you kind of fucked up, and you made a shitty system for us to try and follow and break the rules for and such. So, anyways, super stoked that at least the stigma has been lifted a lot, and we can all enjoy what some call the tree of life or the miracle plant or whatever. So, research cannabis. Go check it out. It's a really, really interesting plant. Check out all the things that you can make with hemp. The Emperor Wears No Clothes is a really good hemp book. If you want to have a little bit of history on the hemp, check it out. So anyway, there we go. We hit the 20-minute mark. Happy 420. Cheers, you guys. Later.